Edem here is too much. Edem, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Big up to your DJ, man.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's dope.
I know there is something about my
all
DJ.
the way coming when you were playing Wami and all the song. He's fire.
His selection is on point, man. There is something I want us to clear on this point, especially on this song.
Yes.
Were you doing free advertisement for all the brands you mentioned in this song? Too much?
No, I was creatively trying to use brands to con a girl in a shopping mart.
Okay.
So I'm in a shopping mart and I'm looking at all the products and I'm trying to use similes and metaphors to tell the girl that I am tasty. Like, so you can choose any product
that you want to fix them.
Yes, yes.
And anytime I listen to it, I ask myself why was Edem paid in a way to give some.
No, I wasn't. And we tried reaching out to most of the companies for us to put together like a super creative video. I think
most of the companies you mentioned in this song.
Yes, because we're trying to use. So there's this cartoon. I love cartoons. So there's this animation called Inspector Deck, where the guy brings gadgets from off the top of his head. So we wanted to bring products from various angles, but you know the problem with products and their competitors and not wanting to be in the same space. Yes, so we couldn't, because maybe you are saying I be tasty meal where you no go feel resist Abba Royco. It means I'm a tasty meal you can resist, just like Royco. And maybe you go down the line and you mention Maggie at another point.
That
so
competition.
Yes, so we couldn't pull it off.
I see. So does it mean in your next approach you wouldn't do this kind of putting together different brands on a song?
No, not at all. If I'm in a creative zone, I do it. I don't let things like that limit my creative imagination. Once you begin to think like that, you stifle yourself. So when I'm in a zone, anything I want to do, I just create.
Now there is something about influential people in the business like you. Anytime you mention a product, you give some kind of credence or some kind of publicity to such product. Does it affect you guys, your style of writing? Because maybe you are writing a line and you feel like using Samsung there. But then again, maybe your management will think, Charlie, after mentioning Samsung, there is a business. How do you guys combine these?
Okay, so first of all, you go off by mentioning it because you are in that whole zone process. And then when the team members begin to listen to the song, that is when they begin to say, I think we should take this out, or I think, and those words don't really do much for the song. Yes, like I remember when I did the song Follow Y'all, and so when I did that song, I sent it to Joycelyn on WhatsApp. I'm like, sis, check this out. And she got back to me. She was like, bro, you mentioned and I think you guys are talking about that part too much. I want people to talk about my brain and how smart I am. And I told her, if I go back to the studio and I'm in a mood to change it, I'll change it. If I'm not in the mood, it's coming out. And I wasn't in the mood, so it came out. You know? So it's always the vibe. It's never about, artists never think about the money part. When you are creating, you are purely in the zone. Then you have people who come remind you that, yo.
Okay. Was it the same song that you mentioned, Nam One?
Yes.
Once again, what were you saying about Nam One?
So the song Follow Y'all stemmed from the fact that somebody went to say, we took money to go and play a show for the daughters' memorial, which I think is absurd, because paying last respect from my region is very, very important. There's no way you should pay last respect by benefiting anything. So I did a video, and at the end of the video, I was so angry. Naturally, I said,
I remember.
Yes, Follow Y'all. And then it went viral. And I thought there is no way you can win in this business against the creative, because I can use the positive and the negative to my advantage every time. And so I got in the studio the second day after I went viral, and I used it to do a song. But I didn't want to do a corny song around one person. So I decided to tackle the fact that people have to say Follow Y'all to people who are always in their business. So anytime somebody is in your business, adopt the Edem word. Like I wore it to the Ashaman to the World concert. That was my t-shirt. Because I think that when we begin to live like that, then we live our full potential, not worrying what somebody thinks. So you hear Naman, where did they get all the money from? It's none of your business. So Nam is supposed to say one word for the hater. And what is the one word for the hater? Follow y'all.
Where did they get all the money from? Num one. Where did they get all the money from? Num one. If it men's gold, it take the race funds. Num one. I swear, say money go run down. Num one will be the word for the hater. Damn, talk all of y'all.
The heartbeat of Accra. Xylophone FM.
Okay, so I'm sure we will specially dedicate this song to Nam One.
Yes, sir.
So that all those who are in his case,
you just say the word and go to sleep.
Now, in another breath, you were also saying that you think musicians should adopt the R2B style where they are not minding their business. They are not talking about anybody's case. And the fact that at a point in time, you also have to tell them, FLO, how do we put together the two?
All right, so minding your business, that I said, is something I admire about a couple of people, not just R2Bs.
Okay.
Like one of the people who does his thing and goes about his business is Strigmatic. And you are one of the people, Sami Baba, you don't know, because when you get off radio, you are not actively in the business and getting and meddling in anybody's case. It also doesn't mean that you shouldn't have your brother's interest where when they are doing something that is not good, you can prompt them. But all I am saying is that the more we all focus on our roles, the more at the end of the day we are going to achieve greatness.
Okay.
And using the R2B's example also means that you should stop looking at people more and only focus on where you want to go. And I think that is the way to go as artists and anybody who is doing anything.
But then someone will also say, in this business of hype, in this business of trends, if you are always silent, if you're always quiet like that, how do you fit in?
Well, it's a business of hype, but there is always reality to every hype. Now, there is nothing that can beat the master of life, and the master of life is time. So no matter how long you hype, time catches up with everybody. I've seen Naughty by Nature when I was young. They used to go on tour with a whole bunch of people. Now they come on tour alone. The last time Cisco came to Ghana, when they wanted to drive around town, there was no buzz around them, but they are still superstars. So I'm saying that nothing can beat reality. So yes, hype, but you also have to be real, because it is only a span of time. But your brand has to outlast hype. If it doesn't outlast hype, then it's not going to live forever. And so I think that still it's about focusing on yourself and doing what needs to be done realistically.
So you, as an artist, you have never believed in hype?
No, I believe in hype.
Okay.
There's no way you should do show business without hype. But I'm saying that there should be a balance. There always should be a balance. And you should also know what you stand for as an artist. One artist who has never been about hype, even though he hypes his projects, is Wyclef. But we all know he's super talented and he has stood the test of time. For some artists they need that over-the-top hype. Like there was over-the-top hype for 50 Cent's debut album. It was mad. When Dr. Dre was releasing The Chronic, the whole New York was in billboards and everything. It is nice. It is marketing. But the reality is you still have to have that good product. You still have to have that consistency. You still need to have that longevity to be able to sustain yourself.
Yeah. All right, Edem is my guest, and we've not even started. Today I'm going deep into his memories to get more out, because he has more to say. Not long ago, you were talking about language and the fact that the media is not giving space to songs which have other languages in it, but they are only paying attention to songs in Akan.
Yes.
After that campaign, has something changed?
Well, I think that people don't get the picture because they are never really in the shoes of the artist. But I could say something here, and then after saying it before, it will hit you that, wow, I never paid attention. Check this out. Every Edem song that Samiba or the DJ played on a national level has a video. But for a popular language, he could play 1 million songs that doesn't have a video on TV, but they are known songs. Because for the artist who is not speaking the most popular language, if the song doesn't have a video, to bypass the DJ and go to the people and create that monster hit for him to feed off and then play it on radio, it doesn't become a hit record. But Bisa, my brother, could put out a song. Like if I tell you to tell me the number of Kwabena songs that have videos, you can count. Mm-hmm. But he has more hit songs that don't have videos. But you can point out a Wiyala song that doesn't have a video, and you can point out a Fancy Gadam song that doesn't have a video, and the whole nation knows it. And this is the reality on the ground that people don't connect with. Now I'm saying that when DJs deliberately play these songs, they are going to help these other artists from all the other regions, because at the end of the day, we want growth to be so unilateral that people don't always have to come into Accra. So we should have a successful artist in the Volta region. We should have a successful artist in Takrady. We should have a successful artist in Tamale. That way, the impact is across board. But when we are not doing that, all the artists are going to come into Accra. And when they come into Accra and they are met with these challenges, they are going to bend over and start using other dialects to sing. Now, when you lose your language, you lose your identity as a person. And so that is quite paramount if you want to maintain the rich culture of diversity we have as Ghanaians.
But don't you also think that sometimes you guys also create some songs just to satisfy a specific audience? For instance, Edem can say, okay, this particular song, I'm doing it for my people, say in the Volta region. They can always understand it. They can always relate to it, maybe because of language, because of some idioms, or don't you guys also do it sometimes?
Okay, so I think that songs can go for anybody, because what confuses people is not the songs, is the image. Why am I saying that? For the longest of time, we all in this country saw VVIP as the hardest hip-hop group. But you can count all their songs, they are high life. It's because the image was hip-hop, but the song was high life. But we saw Promzi as the Tupac, the hardest guy.
I know.
So you can actually do a song that goes for people, and your brand will appeal to everybody so much that everybody will sing it. So sometimes it's not about a song for a specific set of people, because when Mafiki Zolo did their song, I'm sure they did it for South Africans, but it entered Ghana and everybody vibed with it. When Brenda Fassie was doing her song, when you watch the song, you see that it is for South Africans. Every Lucky Dube reggae song is not for Africans. It is for South Africans. It's speaking about taxes,
apartheid,
so, apartheid and everything. It is for South Africans, but his image is reggae. So a reggae person connects. So yes, the artist can say the song is for this set of people, but his image can carry it across to everybody. Now the image and this building comes to media.
Okay.
Image building has never been what the artist put out. It has been who the artist is, and the media sending that strong message continuously to people in their heads. There's a perception we have about Coca-Cola. It is not because Coca-Cola in their boardroom decided, and after that it stayed there. It's because the media got it to the people. So when we continue to send messages about Wiyala, that she's on the level of Angelique Kidjo, through the media, everybody will believe that. And then she becomes that iconic. But if we don't, then nobody is going to believe it, and her song is going to remain in Tamale. And people do it unknowingly. Why am I saying that? If Samiba is supposed to introduce Wiyala on stage, she will say the biggest artist from the north. But if Samiba is supposed to introduce Bisa, he won't say the biggest artist from Kumasi. If Samiba is supposed to introduce Flokin, he won't say the biggest artist from Kumasi. So people are also doing it unknowingly. And when you do that, everybody in their mind puts Wiyala in the north.
The north.
And these are these are very delicate issues that people are dodging. But no, me, I don't. I speak about it because now I have the mouthpiece. I will not have it forever. And so I have to use the position to let people be aware. And I also said that when it comes to marginalization, I also said when this happens, brands use it in the boardrooms to take advantage of the artists. Promoters use it during shows to take advantage of the artists, because they'll come to you and say, we are like, you are only known in Tamale. So we cannot give you 100,000 for an Accra show. And that doesn't help, because when I watch Fancy Gadam and how many shows he has played in Accra, and the fact that he has gone to shoot a video with Sessan, as a bigger brother, I'm worried for him because it's not sustainable. But why is it not sustainable? It's not sustainable because the amount he spends on shooting that video is not going to equate the amount that promoters want to give him, because somebody has positioned him with how they preach that his strength is the northern region. But we are all Ghanaians, so everybody should be given the same platform to blow up. And this are my concerns.
No, these are real industry talks, and I'm enjoying it. But then, where lies the bother? Okay, if I know that the people are like that, I need a video to blow. Is it then the fact that you need to do more videos, maybe the expensive nature of the videos? That's the bother? Or
for an artist who is not speaking a popular language, you spend more than any artist who is singing a popular language. Why am I saying that? It cost us 52,000 to shoot the one video with Sway. It came from an independent label, Volta Regime Music. It cost us 42,000 to shoot Nyejilo the video. It's coming from an independent artist. And when I say an independent artist, for those who don't know, it means that every finance comes from Volta Regime Music Group. No external source, no browsing, nothing. Everything is legally made. All correct. And so for an artist like that, you face challenges, because let's say you shoot that video for that amount, but if somebody wants to book you for shows only in the region, how many shows would Macasio do in his region to be able to recover the amount? Because partly it's not the promoter's fault, because he's also doing his cost analysis. It is Tamale. People might not show up. And so if I pay 30,000, it doesn't make business sense. Or I might not get sponsors to come into the region. So definitely they do more. But you might hear a song from Asem, like Leko Girl. It doesn't have a video, but it's a big record. You might get a song like, let's say, Chingam. It doesn't have a video, but it's a big record. And so the person might only be paying, if it is 4,000 for audio, it's just that audio cost.
And
he's done. So he can afford to even charge less than you, and also be positioned to do more than you. And that puts the minority language artist in a fix. And that probably is why Weyala is out there trying to get to a zone where she's appreciated.
Go get them.
Let's go.
Still here with me. Now, are you tired of being an independent artist on an independent label? Do you want to walk beyond it now?
I'm not tired of being an independent artist. I'm not tired of being an indie artist, because as a human being, you should be proud of ownership, but at the same time, you should be open up for partnership. Partnership that will enhance your growth, but you not take your creative control away from you. That is all I can say. So I'm proud of the fact that I'm an indie artist, and I've been consistent over the years. Next year is 10 years in the industry. I've been consistent over the years, but at the same time, I am open for partnerships that will enhance my business, but at the same time put me in creative control of my work as an artist.
Does it put pressure on you, knowing very well that you have to cough every city for your project?
Yeah, it puts pressure on you, but you cannot be refined unless you go through pressure. So I enjoy the pressure, I enjoy the challenges, and I've come to embrace it because...
And can you do it for a longer period? Or
yes, I can do it
your muscles will be weak for that?
No, I'll do it forever, because the entire process is greatness. Greatness is not my destination. The challenges I'm facing is all greatness. When I was with Hammer and I thought that Bouger became a big song, I thought, wow, I'm great. But Bouger is just an iota of the greatness until I got to Over Again. So I've come to understand that the entire journey till you leave Earth, that whole journey is greatness. So every downfall, every rise, every misfortune, every failure, it's all part of the entire process. So I enjoy it. I'm not like other people who wait to get 1 million before I'm grateful or excited. No. If we make one city this year, it's part of the process, because in 1984, when Apple went to $1 million, they thought they had achieved greatness. Last year, they became the first company to be $1 trillion company. Now, for somebody at that level who thought that was greatness, they would have lost focus and will miss out on the $1 trillion company they've become. So the greatness is the entire process. So I'm all for it.
All right, so we're still talking about your close to 10 years music career experience. Do you think record labels have succeeded in Ghana?
No.
They've not.
Record labels have not succeeded in Ghana because record labels try, and I think they do everything that is needed, but they don't have the structural support. And also, there is a problem with mindset. People need total reorientation. You can't give people things for free for long, and then a label comes and wants them to pay for it and hope that they understand. So this is where I think the gap is. People's believe that they have to pay for the music, and their readaptation to the fact that it's a new era where they have to pay against an era where it used to be given to them for free. So I think that labels have done so well, but they are not in an ecosystem where they have the atmosphere to be able to thrive. Because let's say a label wants to do a 10-city tour for any artist. Where are the venues? The label doesn't have to build the venues. Let's say the label has hard copies of CDs and they want to distribute to every mall. There is no mall outside Accra, or there is no mall at Bantama, and then you go to another place in Kumasi and you find a mall. But you find a mall in every neighborhood in New York. You find a mall. So the distribution outlets are there. So now the label is here in Ghana, they really can produce the CD, but they can't get it to the people because somebody from Tema doesn't have to come to Accra Mall to be able to buy the CD. And so the labels are doing well, but the structural presence is not there to support them. The government is not putting things in place to be able to also support these labels.
So now that it is clear that the government is not doing enough to support labels and creative people, there is this new push that celebrities like yourself, you start paying tax on your incomes. How are you guys responding to this? Are you guys ready? So for instance, if Edem is going to do Edem Fest in the Volta region, and he's gotten sponsorship from Snappy Snacks for about 50K, they wanted to come and tell them that, yes, I got 50K from Snappy Snacks. This is the income tax I'm paying. How are you guys responding to this?
Well, I think that for me as a citizen, I think it's a brilliant idea. We all have to pay tax for money we make. But once artists start paying tax, you also have to get people who advise you on how to take advantage of systems that are there so that your tax is not overly unbearable. But I think that for artists and creatives to start paying tax, they should start on a ground where it is not too overbearing, because we are a bunch of young entrepreneurs trying to do business with no form of support. So we don't want back-breaking percentages. We shouldn't give somebody an overbearing percentage where maybe they have 10 CDs and they have to take 25 out of it and as tax, and then they have to pay their manager, they have to pay their DJ, then they have to clothe themselves, and then they have to put it back into the music.
Take care of their families.
Yes, and so I think that if it is decent, then all the young people will pay, and then after we start paying, we will kindly want to see it reflect physically in our country as a people, because the toll booth money is not reflecting on the motorway.
I see. So now that we're talking money, how much was the Snappy Snack deal?
When I disclose this after here, I'll lose the deal.
I know, right?
I'll be in trouble.
I know, right?
I'll be in big trouble.
You are going to be with them for 1 year?
I'm going to be with them for 1 year.
Okay.
But they are going to
extend it.
They are going to support Edem Fest for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
I've also done a TVC for them. I'm running a school tour with them for 1 year.
Okay.
But between now and December, I'm going to do 10 spots of that school tour. And then next year, I'm sure we are going to do 20 more.
Oh, okay. So how many months have you done so far with Snappy?
I think 5 months.
You've done 5 months.
Yes.
Don't you want an extension? Because when I saw it, I was very happy. In fact, I read in the newspaper first.
Yes.
I was so happy that you guys need support no matter what. You guys have done a lot for yourself. The best the brands can also benefit from you is to have an attachment.
Yes.
So Edem, a big brand, the students love him, the young folks love him.
Yes.
So if they come to you, then business can continue. Would you pray for an extension after the 1 year?
I think we'll have an extension because we have a beautiful relationship. And I'm saying that artists, we must move from the level where we are only looking at the money to looking at impact. I'm saying that because Edem Fest that we are doing this year, I spoke to Snappy and they are going to paint a school for me in the region.
Wow.
Betway is supporting us. I'm speaking to them to see if part of the arrangement for me is they also build a borehole for one of the communities. So there are things we can use our position to do. It doesn't have to be all the money coming to you. And it also enhances these companies, their outlook. And so I'm sure that we have a very healthy relationship. When we did the Snappy Challenge, where we went 6 weeks of giving away phones, and I ended up giving a 55-inch LED screen. I pitched the idea to them that, guys, let's do this. I am a part of a brand. I want it to be successful first. I'm not thinking about the money. Let's make it the #1 peanut brand in the country. That is my goal. And when I do that, I'm sure that we'll all start winning, because if I'm a part of it and it doesn't succeed, it takes away from my brand.
Exactly.
And so I'm hoping that...
Are they seeing the signals? Are they seeing the signs that Edem is bringing some growth to our business?
Yes, I mean, my administrator always reaches out from time to time to see what is the response on the ground. But we can't take away the fact that we are in a time where boys tire. So responses to products will also definitely be affected because sales are not moving. I mean, we sent a proposal to a company for Edem Fest, and 2 weeks to the time they pulled the plug. They were like, our sales has dropped. So these things affect everybody else in the demographics we are in.
I see.
But big up to Food Tech for believing in me. I'll make you guys your product the #1 in this country. Yeah.
Amen. And big ups to you guys once again. Snappy Snacks, we are all going to enjoy it because you guys are supporting the arts. Whoever supports the arts indirectly gives me food. So I also have to support them.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
And I keep saying this, that those of you who are fans of Edem, if you see a brand that doesn't support me, don't support them. I say it to my entire region. When I'm coming into my region for shows, only buy credit from the telcos that you see on my bill.
Nice.
If they are not the entire Volta region, don't buy anything from them, because when they make money off us, they need to put it back in the communities. This is quite important. I've sat in business meetings where some of the companies, their drinks consumed, my region is the biggest. And you know us, we take the title for that canteen. So if we are boozing the tin and when I leave her they go, you might as well be doing things in our region. We want to see vocational institutions. We want to see institutions that will empower us to be more free. And if you don't see these people, my people, we don't buy their product. We close the gate.
Booze again. Yeah. I see. I really enjoy this chat with Edem, but then we'll be talking about Edem Fest very soon. So Edem, what are the details for the school tour? Have you selected your schools already? Or if I am an administrator of a school, I can invite you to come there as well?
Yeah, so we have 10 schools locked in. Over the weekend, I was at Mansite. Shout outs to Mansite. They were amazing. So what we do is we do entrepreneur empowerment, where we talk about talent development and how you should find your gift early and be able to push it through the symposium. Then by 1, I come and perform for the students. My original glasses I used for the Snappy ad was taken at Mansite over the weekend. My jeans jacket was taken.
As in stolen?
No. They asked for it.
You gave it out to someone.
And I had to give it out.
Okay.
My manager said I shouldn't give my watch away, so I didn't give that out. But it was fun. It was amazing. We were supposed to do 2 other schools on the weekend of Edem Fest.
Okay.
So we closed the door to that. Right after that, we are doing Ibri Girls. We are going the whole nation. We'll run off because everybody needs knowledge. Everybody needs insight. Everybody needs this level of education.
How many albums is Edem having now?
I have 3 albums. I had Volta Regime, my entry. Then I went to Mass Production, which had diverse songs. So I decided to name it Mass Production. That was reggae. Then I have Books and Rhymes, where I wanted to use music as a tool to sensitize people that books are the most powerful thing, and educating yourself is the most powerful thing. And now we are on to the next album that we'll release in the next quarter of next year, which will have a 10 reggae song, 10 Afrobeat song, and 10 rap song.
Would you describe your career this year as being active or dormant, or maybe in the middle?
So it's going to be relative. Active music wise, I would say very warm, not over the top active with the music business. Behind the scenes, extremely active. I haven't been in less than 50 boardrooms trying to get my money right. I've been in meetings trying to get the other side of the business and trying to build a new network, which is like a baseline, because I've come to understand that as an artist, you always want to be bigger. But whilst you are trying to be bigger, you have to understand your brand equity. And once you have brand equity, you can use it to make so much money whilst you are trying to be bigger. And so whilst we are trying to be bigger, trying to take on the continent, trying to go globally, we are using where the Edem brand has gotten to do other tons of businesses in the background. Shout outs to my Pepperdem team. We are the only people who sell the best shito in the country.
I see. Why do you have a shito business?
Yes, we have Pepperdem, which is a shito brand, which you see in the Pepperdem video by Stoneboard.
I see. That is your brand.
Yes.
Hey, Charlie, and a business name more.
You are increasing my taxes, I mean.
I know, right? I'm giving them all the leads to come and chase you, man.
Hey, shouts to Bulldog and shouts to Kumi Guitar. I saw you guys at GRA. Shouts to you guys.
Oh, you saw them there? I'm sure they were there to sort out things.
Yeah, we're all there to sort out.
But have you been there yourself?
I was there.
Hey. And I was
there. We have to lead by example. We are the leaders of society. We are the influencers. So if we don't support GRA to sensitize people, and when I went in the meeting, this was one of the things I told them. I told them, GRA, come and engage with the young people. Let us understand the tax system. Sometimes it's all about education, because the young people don't know. And when they don't know, yes, I know that they say ignorance is no excuse, but when people don't know, it is going to affect the country in the long run. So you should start taking platforms and telling people why they should pay the tax, telling the young ones why you should pay, because everybody wants to be successful. And for you to be successful, you need to get your Uncle Sam's figures sorted out.
Exactly.
And so they were really nice to us. Big up to everybody at GRA.
Why is Edem Fest also limited to the Volta region?
Now, it's not limited. Edem Fest is happening in Ghana, but people's mindset is limited. Ghanaians as a whole, our mindset is so limited that if Xylophone Cash goes to Tamale to do an event, people will come after Xylophone that why did you go to Tamale only to do the event? But that is Ghana. The whole South Africa goes to Durban to do Channel O or MTV Base Awards, and everybody's there. It is the mindset of people thinking that they are clear demarcations, but we are one country and we should start looking at it holistically. Why am I saying that?
But I believe you also know we cannot overlook it entirely like that, because even when it comes to development, government also apportions some particular funds for some particular districts or regions.
Yes, that is true. And so for me, I wanted Edem Fest to be a whole experience which moves people to a destination where they have the chance to look at tourism differently. They have the chance to change their perception about a group of people. They also get to experience the show. And then the younger ones are also drawn to the rich cultural heritage of us as a people. And so for these reasons, it can be Accra. However, I also want to start setting the standard for another place in the country so that they don't settle for less when I'm normal. Because before us and before VRMG, when companies come for shows, they don't use LED screens, they use backdrops. But I've seen those same companies sponsor shows in the stadium where they use LED screens. Why? We don't like LED. We like LED. So Instead of complaining, let me create the platform. Let me put giant LED screens so that when you come again to my people, they'll be like, Edem was here. His show was better. This show is not it. So as I speak to you, our backstage director for Edem Fest is Polly Blaze. He does it for all the major shows in the country.
Okay.
Right? DJ Black is coming into town to also support us. Xylophone TV is coming. UTV is coming. We are opening it up so that our people also understand quality. We are taking a 30 by 20 foot stage, which is the same stage you see at the stadium, so that now when we are normal, people know that there's a certain standard to set, and we are going by a strict running order like you do a show in Accra. And when the production meeting yesterday, because if you don't set this level for the new level of excellence, then the people won't be empowered. Then again, I'll use the platform to tell them, don't openly defecate on the beaches. And
I think I read somewhere
yes,
that is also one of your objectives.
Yes, don't think about your income and go and fetch all the sand from the beach, because it's going to take our beautiful country away and you might not see it. And also remind them that people will know they support us before no support them.
I see. And information is also that this event is coming before Hogbe Chocho.
Yeah, so it's on the Friday, which is part of the Hogbe Chocho, because that way then we begin to regenerate a new interest in the festivals. Because the younger ones, when they hear festival, they hear Deba and a bunch of chiefs sitting down for hours.
And pouring libation.
Good. And nobody wants to go there. But now we are creating this, and then people are going to be excited. Like this year, we have a VIP lounge supported by Betway, shouts to them, that's going to cater for drinks all through the night. And people are also going to get free massages whilst they are watching the show.
Hey. Charlie, I know they be like you for go some. The massage party there, be like you for go some more. Really?
And then there are going to be screens over there. And so if we are able to do this in the region, Kinata is able to do this in Takrady. Imagine the new inspiration is going to give, because when I was in the region and I was going to school, I never saw any big artist. But imagine you are in your homeland and there is Lil Wayne there. You are telling yourself, I can do this. I can be Lil Wayne. I was with him backstage. You connect with your idols. You see Kinata, you see Medical, and these young kids will have access to them and be inspired on a new level. Not like us who were home and will have to listen to open house party and hear the people talking. We don't even know how a studio looks like. And then we come to Accra and we realize that it's not as big a mansion as we think it is. And so these are the reasons we are doing Edem Fest.
And it's on Friday.
Yes.
Which of the towns to be specific?
Second, Keta Aboriginal. So Keta and Angloga are like the hub of the 36 Anglo states that we have as a people. And so we try to draw the whole country into that space. People should be able to go to Fort Presenstein, which was built by the Danish government, have their own experience. There's a crocodile location nearby that people can go to. There's a place called Tokwatonia, which is in English called the Fit Landing, where they used to take people who slept with other people's wives and bury them alive with their head in the ground. These are all experiences. These are all experiences, and those of my account friends who always reach out to me that they want to go to Noboko, this be your chance. Don't come call me.
All right, so
that's on a lighter note.
I know, right? Let me also give this one to you on a lighter note. One lady who is from site is saying that please tell them our name has changed from man site to site. If he says man site again, he will pay a fine.
Hey, sorry, it's site.
Yes.
Site. Shout out to my site ladies. You guys were awesome.
They are feeling you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There is this trend. I don't know how you will see it. Now you are going to the Volta region.
Yes.
Obviously, you're going with the rest of your friends. Time to play commercial shows. You have to just go and support a brother because you owe him. Is this a bother in a way where you know that whoever has played for you in Keita, you also have to find a way to also support him or her in another concert?
No, it's not a bother at all. I've done Rapaholic for Sarkodie over the years because of relationship. And you see, there are some things.
And has he also joined you at Edem Fest before?
Last year, he was doing something in Cape Coast on the same day when we're doing Edem Fest.
Is he coming this year?
No, this year. You see, we don't want to. We want to really focus on quality. So, for example, Edem Fest has only 5 key artists. we don't want to think that because it's outside the region, we should have every artist just run up on stage and anybody. No, we want to really, really set a clear standard. So we want quality over quantity. So if we get 5 top artists, we don't have to bring the rest. And we saw it from last year when we had over 20 artists coming, and then the quality of the show dropped and the show ended at 5 a.m. We want to end at 2:30. Make sure people have a proper experience. So once we get our top 5 artists, we have TikTok, we have Kinata, we have Medical, we have Guru, and then we have EL. They can run a show for a night, quality showmanship, and then the following year you can be able to bring maybe R2Bs, Sarkodie, maybe Kwesiata and One Kid.
Another set.
Yes, then you have a proper show instead of running all of them into the region.
Are you under pressure of any sort to sign some of these up-and-coming artists in your region? Maybe they see you as that godfather in our...
Yeah, I'm under a lot of pressure to
How are you handling it?
Sign them. I support them the best way I can. When I say I support them the best way I can, I constantly try to empower them in various ways. Maybe connect Agbeshi to Tiny, do a song with him. I tell Stone, do a song with Kemenya, or I go in the back and you need some money for video and I give it to you, or you need some access to something, and recently I did a song with 6 of them who I've known from my debut album, and they haven't had national appeal yet, and so I'm going to fund the video and make sure that I promote it heavily, take them around for interviews so that they can also get a lot of mileage.
Wow, big ups to you, Edem. Let me read someone or two tweets, and I'll bring in my panel members. I believe if I leave them, they will be spectators throughout the show because the way the convo is going, it is really getting interesting. And Citizen Mo is saying, Sammy, you are business-minded too much. You don't like controversies. Who said? And then tell him I like controversies. But when it comes to business, we do the business large and the controversies small.